This is Michael Popok, Legal AF, with breaking news. The United States Supreme Court has rejected Steve Bannon's attempts to delay the inevitable, which is his reporting to the Federal Bureau of Prisons and serving out his 4-month sentence for having been convicted by a jury in almost record time of 2 counts of contempt of Congress when he refused to both testify and provide documents to the Jan 6 committee investigating what happened with Jan 6. Mr. Bannon, who's a full-time podcaster, full-time crackpot, also one of the organizers in the Willard Hotel of everything Jan 6 and the insurrection, along with Donald Trump, he was trying to delay his sentence, delay his reporting to the Bureau of Prisons to start his sentence by saying that he would try to appeal to the United States Supreme Court. He'd already lost at the intermediary appellate level, and he'll have to now serve his 4 months. It was up to Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts, who is the duty judge, the circuit judge for all things coming out of the D.C. Circuit. He referred it to the full court. He could have made the decision on his own, but he decided to refer it to all 9 members of the United States Supreme Court. And Steve Bannon couldn't get 4 votes to consider the matter, let alone 5 votes to overturn his conviction. Sounds like he fell short. If I had to guess, he got no more than 3 votes, maybe even 2 votes, which is not enough for a successful appeal, let alone a stay of your sentence at all. 2 votes I'm sure he got were Alito and Thomas. Could he have gotten Gorsuch? Maybe. Gorsuch seems to be siding with Alito and Thomas, making for strange combinations in the last several cases before this particular term. But he didn't get the 4 votes he needs, which means they would have to have convinced somebody like Kavanaugh or Amy Coney Barrett to come over. It's clear to me that Chief Justice Roberts had no desire or inclination to ultimately grant or find any merit to Bannon's conviction. It all has to do with a line of cases that is now confirmed precedent through the United States Supreme Court by the rejection of this stay of a case called Licavoli from the 1960s involving a gangster named Horseface Licavoli. Love this. I love this hot take. And the precedent set that there's very little in terms of defenses you can raise for a contempt of Congress indictment. Can't do reliance on your lawyer's advice. You can't do some sort of feigned, well, Donald Trump was the president and he tweeted at me. You have to have a proper assertion of executive privilege or even a proper assertion of the defense of reliance on counsel, neither of which did Mr. Bannon have at trial at all. He wasn't even in the White House or the West Wing at the time that he participated in the insurrection. He was already a longtime podcaster, having been fired by Donald Trump several years before. Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits, led by the sponsor of today's video, Fume. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device, and flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Instead, Fume draws flavor to your mouth. Fume fills the void ditching a bad habit can leave. There's no vapor, and you can use it anywhere. There's no nicotine, and it's not addictive. The non-toxic flavors are a guilt-free alternative. Fume doesn't use any batteries, so you'll never need to charge it. The design is super sleek, it looks awesome, and you can truly feel the weighted, high-quality design. I mean, one of the fun things about Fume is that it's made to fidget with and calms anxiety with magnets, snaps, and clicks. Fume continuously invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products. My favorite Fume flavor is the orange vanilla. It's just as delicious as it sounds. And look, if you're trying to kick your bad habit, I couldn't recommend Fume enough. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code LEGALAF to get a free gift with your Journey Pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code LEGALAF or scan the QR code on the screen to get a free gift with your order today. Now, Bannon had hoped he wouldn't have to report in July for his 4-month sentence. Well, he is now going to have to. That was the last stop on the train. And he, like Mr. Navarro, his co-conspirator down in Florida, who's rounding out his 4-month sentence down there, is going to be a convicted felon who served jail time. As I only slightly joke tongue-in-cheek, if you like your administration filled with felons, convicted felons, those that have served time in penitentiaries, those who have been adjudged to be fraudsters and rapists and have lost their bar licenses or are about to, and have been indicted in multiple cases, then you're going to love the Trump administration, because that's what people are voting for. All this hand-wringing, primarily among the Democrats, about Joe Biden's debate performance, I don't even know what they're talking about. This isn't even a choice. You're not voting for a man alone. You're voting for the person's vision, convictions, and administration, and those around him, and his ability or her ability to put people onto the United States Supreme Court. You want a 7-2 MAGA majority? Then vote for Trump, because there'll be at least 1 or 2 more, if history tells us anything, openings in the United States Supreme Court right in time for the next president. So you might have to hold your nose because Joe Biden had a cold and he didn't have the best debate performance. But decisions like this matter. And again, if Donald Trump somehow finds his way in, because people are like, well, I didn't like the debate performance, let me pull the switch for the big guy, all right, and sends this guy back. We've never had a criminally convicted president. He will lead a crime spree. You thought the kleptocracy led by the Donald Trump crime family was spectacular and jaw-dropping the first time around? Wait till you see turbocharged 2.0 Fast and Furious, because that's what's going to happen with Donald Trump with 2 years or 3 years on the clock and a lame duck, almost immediate administration, and what he attempts to do through executive order, through appointments, through administrative agencies, and the like. And, the people that are going to come back and follow him into his administration willingly, invited by Donald Trump, many of them are going to have felony convictions that he's going to have to expunge or pardon or grant clemency or commute their sentences or whatever they do. And if you don't like that, and you didn't like the debate performance, how do you like the sound of Attorney General Rudy Giuliani or Chief Justice? It could be Chief Justice or Justice Aileen Cannon. Now, if that sends a chill down your spine, then snap out of it post-debate stupor and focus on what matters at the intersection of law and politics. I try to do that on Legal AF on the MeidasTouch Network. I do it here about every day at the intersection of law and politics. And then on a podcast, you guessed it, Legal AF. Now you know why we called it that. And if you don't, join us on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and you'll find out. That sounds like a threat. It was really a promotion. And then you can pick us up on audio podcast platforms of your choice. I do hot takes like this about every hour. You can find everything that I do on the MeidasTouch Network over on Legal AF, and then on contributors or playlists, look for Michael Popak. You'll see, 1,300 hot takes just like this one. And if you really like the law at the intersection of law and politics, we just founded a new patreon.com/legalaf to help support the show. We give you exclusive content you're not going to find anywhere else. It's for non-lawyers, but lawyers alike, where we teach you the law you need to know to understand Legal AF and all of our hot takes. It's $10 a month at the minimum level to get in, and we give you tons of exclusive content you're not getting anywhere else. We got about 60 different videos up right now, including a almost 2-hour Zoom Q&A that Ben Meiselas and I did live just last week, and we have the recording up there now. So we invite you to join us, patreon.com/legalaf. Until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popak reporting. Heary, heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know, and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.